Okay, so find your way to your belly, and whatever that looks like for you in terms of comfort. I like to have hands under my forehead. It feels more symmetrical to me because when I have my arms down by my side, I have to turn my head. But totally up to you how you want to manage that. And take a few moments here, a few breaths to let your body settle. Resting your forehead on the back of your wrist, feeling the weight of your skull on that third eye center. Feeling your forearms, your ribs, your belly, your hips, your legs, tops of the feet. And starting to feel your breath. Pulling it in between the ribs. Down the spine. Filling your belly. All the way up to your collarbones. And just noticing what sensations arise when you allow yourself to be still. And really notice what's happening. Maybe feel a little bit of relief in your spine. It's not holding you up. Maybe feeling some opening in your hips. The loosening of your jaw or the relaxing of your shoulders. Let's find 2 more full deep breaths. And we'll come right up onto elbows. And just hang out here in kind of a Sphinx pose for just a moment. Elbows are right underneath the shoulders. Spread your fingers wide and see if hands will go flat on the mat. Seems like I have to make a fair bit of effort to get my wrists down on the mat. And when I do that, it changes what's happening in my spine, the sensation in my spine. And it isn't necessarily the most pleasant feeling in my body. So I let my wrists relax. I just let fingertips rest and let my palms and my wrists kind of rise up. Just find a couple big breaths here and notice the difference when you have the pressure off of your chest and your ribs, how you can pull breath into the front and sides too. Maybe it feels a little bit easier to breathe. And slide your right knee out to the side, right in line with your hip. Press into your right hand, lift yourself up, slide your left arm all the way through, kind of thread it underneath your right arm. And open up your right arm into a twist. You might have to do some adjusting. Press into the back of your head and scoot your shoulders over to the left a little bit more. You might want a block under your right knee if that's too much twist this early in your practice. So just noticing the sensations that the breath brings here. Just noticing what the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale do to your spine. And then maybe, just for fun, bend your left leg and reach your right hand toward your left foot. Maybe catching it kind of in like a half bow. But it is very early and we haven't done a single thing yet, so catching your foot might be a lofty goal at this point. But reaching the hand toward the foot anyway. And if hand and foot are together, just seeing what that changes. Maybe now you don't notice your spine so much because your quad is like, what are you doing? Just taking a few breaths wherever you are to let some of that feedback settle down and get a little quieter. If you have hold of your left foot, gently, gently release. Let the left leg come straight. Unwind your twist, come back to your belly, back to your Sphinx pose. Oh, easier said than done. My goodness, that was surprising. And then bring your left knee out to the side where we'll do the same. So take your time, press into your left hand, rise up, right arm threads through, open the left arm out to the left, readjust your shoulders, slide a block under your shin, your calf on the left side, if you like. Find a couple breaths there. Sometimes the second side is easier just because we know what's going to go on. And sometimes it isn't because it's the side that's a little clumsier maybe. And then again, bend the right leg, reach the left hand toward the right foot. Maybe you catch, maybe you don't. Maybe you get a giant cramp in your hamstring, in which case, let go. And then start to let muscles settle around this new way of being. You could use a strap for this, I suppose. I could have said that a long time ago. And then gently, gently, gently release your right foot. Let that leg straight. And then learning from the other side, come out really slowly. And back to your Sphinx. Find a nice big deep breath with a nice long extended spine here. And make your way back into child's pose. So totally different positioning of your spine, but it might feel really good. Do what you want to with your arms. And take 3 full deep breaths, really noticing how the space comes in between the vertebrae. You might find a little relief from the compression of the twists and the extension. And make your way up into your tabletop. If you have your blocks, just pop them up at the top of the mat. You might want them, you might not. Seems like these days I always want them. I like having the space when I have my hands on the blocks. I feel like I have more agency over where my other limbs can go. So however you are in your tabletop with hands on blocks or not, send your right foot back, leave your toes and the ball of the foot on the mat and really press your heel back. And see what happens when you also squeeze your quad, kind of lift your kneecap up and make your legs super straight, if that changes the sensation in your calf or anywhere else. And on your next exhale, step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand, maybe even off your mat. And let your hips sink down. And kind of do what you do here to explore, maybe rocking a little bit side to side, letting like the left hip kind of drop over to the left, or letting the right knee drop out to the right, a little sway. Or sending the hips back into a half Hanuman, kind of straightening the right leg. Or moving back and forth, side to side, exploring that hip joint. And actually both, but they're just doing different things. Some opening in the hip flexors on the left side, some opening in the hamstrings on the right. And then when you're in a position to do so, come back into your tabletop. And if you have blocks, slide them out of the way. And come back down to your belly. Slow lower or slow roll down. And bring your fingertips out in line with your shoulders, elbows up into that spider person cobra. And inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, down. So this is less lifting with the muscles of your back and more pushing with your fingertips. Inhale, lift up. On your exhale, drop your right shoulder down toward the middle of your mat. Eye gaze over toward your left hand. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder toward the middle of the mat. Eye gaze toward your right hand. And inhale up. Exhale all the way down. Press up and back into your child's pose. One full breath here. And come back up to your tabletop. Find your blocks again. Send your left foot back. Toes and ball of the foot down. Really sending the heel back and then really strengthening the leg. Maybe even drawing your belly in a little bit. See if that changes anything about what happens in the back of your leg. And then release the pressure on that. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. And do that exploration here too, dropping from side to side. And moving forward and back. And then when you're ready, back to your tabletop. So we'll come into down, either from down dog or from tabletop. It doesn't really matter. We're coming into a lunge with the left foot forward, but only for the purposes of turning to the side and coming into a wide leg forward fold. So step your left foot forward and walk your hands to the long edge of your mat. Toes pointing to the long edge of your mat so that your feet are kind of parallel with one another in this wide straddle, or maybe even, I don't know how good it feels to you, but having toes turned in very slightly and heels a little bit wider. That kind of wakes up the outside of your ankle, the outside of the foot, puts some weight into the pinky toe edge of your feet. I don't know, check that out, see how you like it. And on your exhale, lower your chest, lower your head, come into a wide leg forward fold. And so we're gonna be here for a sec. So move, don't move, rock back into your heels, come forward, be really still. Whatever you like here. And give it a few breaths so you can settle in. Always fair to keep some bend in the knees. But see if on your exhales and the letting go of some of the tension in your muscles, see if you get longer in your spine. Or if you can kind of feel your belly let go. Notice what happens if you lift your rear end up, like if you lift your sitting bones up, they don't actually, to my knowledge, go anywhere. If they do, it's very, very subtle, but it could be a big change in the back of the legs. One more breath here. Press up so arms are straight, hands are flat on the mat. Bring your left hand right in front of your eye gaze. Send your right fingertips up to the ceiling. Find a twist. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, unwind. Right hand replaces the left. Left fingertips reach up. Big inhale. Exhale, come down. And walk your hands forward to the top of your mat. Come back into your tabletop. And then come to seated. And then, let's see. Oh, I'm getting my 10-minute warning, Manta, and I don't know how long it's been up there. 8 minutes and 17 seconds. Hang on one second. Nope, we have 6 minutes. So we're going to do this real quick. So make your way to your back. And we're going to come into a real similar twist that we were in at the beginning, but we're going to do it, we're going to enter into it a different way. So come onto your left side. Knees, thighs at 90 degrees to your belly. So knees kind of hip height. Hands right in front of you, arms extended. Right arm reaches up and over. So it's the same twist, or it looks the same, but it isn't. There's less pressure, and it's more of a twist in the upper spine than it is in the lower spine. It might feel a little bit different, a little bit more gentle. Take one full breath. And then close your book. Come to your back. Recenter yourself. Come to your right side. And open up the left arm. Find one more breath. Close your book. And come to your back. Come into any movement. Maybe knees into chest might feel nice with those big twists. And then make your way to your Shavasana. Starting to let your body settle. And finding your breath. And Manta, if I lose you, it was great to catch up, and this quote is amazing if you miss it.
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, I will tell you, and you probably have, Meditations on Intention and Being. It's day 4.
Okay.
Okay. So here we go. So just settling into your breath. Sound travels through silence in patterns we call rhythm. Sensation travels through awareness in rhythms. Movements arise and pass rhythmically. A funny joke, a well-taught yoga class, the sound of anger, the pitch of joy, the rocking of a baby to sleep, all of it is rhythm. It is said that everything in the physical universe is information vibrating at different rhythms. The study of life amounts to the study of rhythm. Time spent in silence and stillness reveals this to be true. There is the eternal moment, and there are the rhythms it holds, like the sky holding the weather. The first rhythm I was taught to feel into or experience was the rhythm of the breath. As I did so, I discovered life's heartbeat. Within the rhythm of my being is the rhythm of all breaths and all heartbeats. Within the rhythm of my breathing lies the secret that I am every being and every being is me. I'm finding one more full deep breath. Make your way to your side. And to your seat. We made it!
Yay! Thank you so much. Delightful to see
You
you.
are welcome. Yeah, it was great to catch up.